In 1999, THQ acquired the rights from Saban to make games based on the Power Rangers license. The problem was that nobody had really given two craps about the Power Rangers since the early 90s, and by this point the Power Ranger toys were in bargain bins in pretty much every Toys R Us store across the globe. Thankfully, the only country this game was released in was North America. It seems THQ saved the rest of us from this poor excuse of a game. Whilst we're on the subject of licensed games, I'd like to give a shout out to Kimball Justice, who's currently running a series on licensed games which you should definitely check out. Anyway, onto the game, and Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue is based off the television series of the same name. It lumps together all the Power Rangers you'll know and also the new Titanium Ranger. The first thing you'll notice when playing the game is just how awful the cutscenes are. They look like they were drawn in Microsoft Paint, and really, whoever is responsible for these should not be allowed to work on a game again. But the game is aimed more towards a younger generation, and so I'll let that slip for now. Onto the game, and there are three unique experiences you'll have when playing the game. The first type of gameplay is the on-foot open world combat. You don't get to choose which ranger you'll play as because it's always predetermined, but not that it makes a difference. You see, they all handle and play exactly the same. You use the analog stick to move around, and the A button to shoot sparkles towards the enemies. There's no jumping, backflips or acrobatics, just this. To make things worse, these levels are painfully easy. You just need to follow the radar, and you can do most of these levels without even attacking enemies. You're tasked with collecting a series of items or rescuing people, and that's it. The next type of gameplay are the vehicle levels. When you're in the car, you are tasked with picking up hostages or spraying water onto burning cars. The car automatically drives forward, so all you have to do is aim up or down. You can't go back on yourself or turn around, so these levels become pretty tedious very quickly. There are also some 3D spaceship levels, but these are just as bad and control horribly, as your ship automatically chooses which height to fly at. Finally, what Power Rangers game would be complete without the Megazord Battles? Some of the enemies from the TV series such as Diabolico and Magmavore are included, but don't get your hopes up. These battles are basically consisting of hammering the A button to shoot projectiles as quickly as possible and with very little actual combat involved. How could anyone fuck up two giants battling is beyond me, but somehow this proves it is possible. On a positive note, the controls are generally pretty damn good. There is the odd annoyance of the vehicle stages, but everything does feel responsive. The game, even though it's very bad, begins to fall into the so bad it's fun category. You can complete the entire 30 level campaign in around an hour or so if you haven't played it before you may want to try this just to kill some time or to complete a game. There is also a 2-player mode included, but this is basically just the mech battles from the single player mode but in split screen. It was bad enough in the single player mode, so why you'd want to inflict this crapness on a friend would be beyond me, but each their own I guess. The music in the game is thankfully all licensed too, so it is authentic to the TV series. The problem is that it's quite low quality and the voice samples are repetitive and bloody awful. The sound effects are also weak, and it sounds like Kirby would be causing more damage based on the timid effects in this game. As you can probably tell, I really won't be recommending this game to you. I know Power Rangers have its cult following, and yes, I do think some of you watching this would enjoy it, but with so many other better games on the system, it's hard to think of anyone who would prefer this over anything else. It's a shame really. Given the license, they could have made a very impressive 2D side-scrolling platformer, or beat 'em up, or basically stuck to the fighting genre which the N64 was so lacking in. Anyway, as always, let me know your memories and thoughts on Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue in the comments below, and until next time.